What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Laughing Coyote, and this is my third video in a row in the same shirt. I know, shut up. I have other shirts. This is on the same day all the videos. That's why I'm wearing the same shirt. Anyways, this is TWIC. TWIC stands for This Week in Cricket, and in this video, we're going to talk about India Tour of Australia. Now, we're going to talk about whatever that have happened so far. So far, we've played, up to the first test they've played. I'm going to open it up real quick. Again, so professional. I don't have anything opened up. But anyways, so, ODI series, first up, right? First game, Australia scores 374 runs. That was the game where David Warner got 69, the cheeky 69. Aaron Finch got 114. Steve Smith was the star of that game, though. 105 of 66 deliveries. A lot of people saying he's not a limited over, or rather a T20 batsman, but he proved once and for all he is very much a T20 player, because he did 105 and 66 deliveries. That's 11 overs. That's a little over half the amount of T20, so he did really well. Then there's Glenn Maxwell, who's proven once and for all that he's an absolute what do you call it, troll, because in the IPL he was quite crap, and in the ODI series he was fantastic. 45 of 19, 374. India replied with 308. A lot of people were dissing India about a bad performance, but let's be honest, I mean, that was not a bad performance. I mean, yes, they were really poor with the ball. Don't get me wrong, crap bowling, really bad bowling, but their batting wasn't that bad. 308 in Australia, against Australia, is not a bad total. Hardik Pandya getting 90 runs, Shikhar Dhawan getting 74 runs, Shikhar Dhawan continuing his good form from the IPL. You got 200s in the IPL as well. So yeah, overall good batting performance from India, just not too great in the bowling department. Then we move on to second ODI, similar story. Australia bats first, 389, even more runs this time. David Warner scores 83 runs, 60 for Finchy. Steve Smith gets 200s in a row, 70 for Marnus Labuschagne. Glenn Maxwell, scam of the year, 60 of 29, 217 strike rate, 4 fours, 4 sixes, ridiculousness. 389 with a loss of only 4 wickets. Very, very, very poor bowling from India, but they come out to bat, and again, yes, they were exceptionally bad with the ball, no doubt about it. No one can convince me that India bowled well in that ODI series. No one, absolutely not. But their batting was good. 383 in reply. Obviously not good enough to beat them, but that's a good amount of total. KL Rahul was the pick of the batsman. Virat Kohli finally getting some runs under his belt. And it was this game when people started talking about how Kohli isn't getting hundreds anymore. I mean, he's playing well. He got 89 runs. It's not all about hundreds, mate. Come on. Like, people can be so stupid sometimes. Then we move on to the third ODI, and finally something good for India. Now, a lot of people say it was because it wasn't the full strength Australia team, because David Warner got injured and a couple of other players were switched around. They did give a new player, debutant, a chance as well. But yeah, India batted first, scored 302 runs with a loss of 5 wickets. Virat Kohli, again, people are saying he's not getting hundreds. Who cares, mate? He got 63 runs. That's pretty good, mate. How many times have you scored 63? Exactly, 0 times, or shut up. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Hardik Pandya then scored 92 runs, just 8 shy of his 100. Ravindra Jadeja scored 66 of 50 as well. His hooks in the last part of the game, final third of the game, were amazing, where he was taking these big stride to the offside and just pulling them on the leg side. It was amazing to watch. But then Australia comes out to bat. 75 for Aaron Finch, and Glenn Maxwell again, 59 of 38 deliveries. Brilliant bit of batting. And Glenn Maxwell is the perfect example. You know, you can use him in the IPL and him for Australia as the perfect example of what you see online and then what you receive in the mail when you order an item online. You know, what you see online is the Glenn Maxwell that plays for Australia, the pictures that they give online. What you receive in the mail is the Glenn Maxwell that plays for Punjab in the IPL. Then we'll move on to the T20 series. First T20, India batted first, 161 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. KL Rahul opened the batting, 51 runs he scored, 44 for Ravindra Jadeja. And yeah, that was pretty much all the excitement in that game. Virat Kohli didn't do much. Shikhar Dhawan, well, nobody did anything, let's be honest. Only one other batsman, wow, I just now realized that by looking at the scorecard, only one other batsman managed to get into... No, 2 other batsmen, sorry, managed to get into double digits. It was Hardik Pandya who got 16 and Sanju Samson who got 23. By the way, I was expecting Sanju to do really well. I like him a lot. I saw him in the IPL and was really impressed. But a couple of wickets for Starkey Boy and Moises Enriquez. A wicket each for Zampa and Swepson, but that was it. Australia comes out to bat. Weren't that bad, but not good enough to win the game. Darcy Short got 34 runs, 35 for Aaron Finch, the skipper. Steve Smith, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened to him. He was fantastic in the ODIs. All of a sudden, in the T20s, he's gone for 12 of 9. Moises Enriquez gone for 30 of 20. He was pretty good. Again, Glenn Maxwell, I don't know what happened to him. Just gone for 2. And the ODI was playing like it was the T20, but then when he got the chance in the T20, he was just gone. Nothing. Absolutely nada. Yuzvendra Chahal, man, his first name is so difficult to say, got 3 wickets in that one, and Natarajan got 3 wickets, as well as Deepak Chahar, who got 1 wicket, and those were all the wickets taken. Jasprit Bumrah did not get a chance in that game. And India won that game. Good start. After a poor ODI series, it was a great start to the T20 series. Yuzi Chahal getting the man of the match. And then we move on to match number 2. Again, Australia this time bats first. Now, they put up a really good performance here. Aaron Finch was out. Again, it's not a full-strength Australia side, but still a pretty good Australia side. Matthew Wade was made the captain. He was also the keeper. He opened alongside Darcy Short. Darcy Short did not score all that well. He didn't even enter double digits, but Matthew Wade was good, though. Got 58. Finally, Steve Smith back into it. 46 runs he got in that one. Glenn Maxwell only scored 22, but he got it off 13 deliveries, so it was quite impressive. Moises Enriquez got 26, 16 for Stoinis, and 8 only for Daniel Sams, totaling 194 runs with a loss of only 5 wickets, which is just brilliant. But India proving that they are a strong batting side yet again in that game, and actually chasing it down. KL Rahul got 30, Shikhar Dhawan got 52, Kohli got 40, 15 for Sanju Samson. Again, Sanju not doing really well. Want him to do well, man. Hardik Pandya got 42 of 22 deliveries, only 3 4s and 2 6s. And that's how India wins the match. Very poor bowling, particularly from the man, the myth, the legend himself, the scam, Glenn Maxwell. 1 over 19 runs given. Brilliant figures in it. Hardik Pandya got the man of the match, and then we move on to the final T20. So it was actually the opposite of what happened in the ODI. First 2 matches were dominated by Australia in the ODI. Last one was lost by Australia in the ODI. First 2 matches in the T20 were dominated by India, and the last game was lost by India. So it was pretty much the opposite of the ODI series, basically. In this one, Australia bats first. This time, Matthew Wade is no longer the captain because Aaron Finch is back into the squad, but it didn't make much of a difference because Aaron Finch was gone for a duck. Matthew Wade got 80 runs in 53 deliveries. Brilliant stuff, mate. 150 strike rate he was going at as well. Got a couple of 6s as well. Glenn Maxwell bringing it back on, 54 of 36. Man, he's a weird batsman, isn't he? He's really fun to watch. He's amazing to watch. I know a lot of people are criticizing him and saying it's all about the 6s and this and that. I get it. Technical batsman is really fun to watch. I love watching Kane Williamson because he's one of the finer examples of today's cricket, in today's cricket, of a technical batsman, a textbook batsman. So I really like watching him. But there's something special, something different about Maxwell, a different kind of excitement that Maxwell brings, and both are fun to watch. So don't batting shame Maxwell, all right? He's great the way he is. Don't change Maxi, you're doing just fine. Although people in the IPL would tend to disagree with me on that one. Anyways, not a great bowling performance from India, but like I said, India was never really that great at their bowling anyways. We've seen that in this tournament. I mean, in this tour, so that bowling has been their weak link in this tour. That was prevalent in the ODI, and we were seeing even in the T20s, the one they won, they gave up a lot of runs, and they won it because of their batting. But they replied pretty strongly, particularly Virat Kohli, 85 of 61 runs. Again, people, talking about how he didn't get hundreds. Who cares? He's getting lots of runs, right? That's all that matters, man. They didn't get the win, though, which is what is the most important things. It's not about Virat Kohli getting 85. I would rather have Virat Kohli get 40 runs and India win than, you know, him getting 85. And I'm sure Virat would agree. He would rather score 40 and have India win than score 85 and have India lose as well. Because he is a team player. And that's why I like him a lot. He's got that passion for cricket. He wants his team to do well. He wants his country to do well. You know, he's got that rage about him, that attitude about him. That's why I like him so much. But yeah, India wraps up that series with a 2-1 victory. Then we move on to the first test, which was just well, let's just say it's gonna go down in history as a very memorable test, won't it? It definitely will, I think, mate. But yeah, so how do I say this? India started off with 244 runs. Now, first off, by the way, I think Australia definitely gave India a chance in the first one. India should have been all out before 200 runs. They shouldn't even have touched 200. 244 they got to. That was a big mistake, or a lack of planning, I would say, on Australia's part. As we saw then, when Australia came out to bat, they got all out before reaching 200. So they shouldn't have gotten to 244. 244 was a pretty good total. So we thought, until India came out to bat for the second time. 36 runs, all out. The lowest ever test total by like a full member. Test member, or whatever it's called. You know, there are associates and full members. You know, you'd expect something like that from Pakistan. Being a Pakistani myself, I've seen many collapses of Pakistan. But even Pakistan doesn't collapse like this. 36 runs. Unbelievable. I mean, I'll give you an example of how bad that was. India's entire team scored 36. Joe Burns alone scored, how much? 52, I think it was? 51. Matthew Wade scored 33. Just 3 runs less than the entire team of India. It's shambles. It's embarrassing. It's really bad, and I get it. You know, a lot of people online are saying, oh, you forgot about all the performances, you know, the only side to beat Australia and the only side to do this and that. And I get it. I'm not saying India is a bad side, not at all. They are one of the greatest sides in cricket at the moment, particularly in Test cricket. But that was poor, and you cannot disagree. It's simple as that. That was extremely poor, man. 36 runs, imagine that. One batsman scores that many runs, man. That's just, for example, Kane Williamson, the guy we spoke about earlier, in the Test series against West Indies, him alone, he scored 254 or something like that. 254 versus 36 by an entire... oh, man. It was embarrassing. It was extremely poor. The second test have not taken place yet, so India... well, Virat Kohli is not going to be playing either, by the way. So I hope you make a good comeback. Ajinkya Rahane, you've got a big task ahead of you. You've got to prove that you've got it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be exceptionally difficult. But you know, if there's a side who can turn around from this, it is India. I'll be honest with you. You know, if it was Pakistan, I would have no confidence in them making a comeback in the second game. Absolutely zero confidence. But it's India. It's not Pakistan. So I have all the confidence in India to make a comeback. Even though Virat Kohli is not there, I still have got, confidence in India. I think they can make it. And I think they will make it. But yeah, that's what I think. Do let me know what you think in the comments down below. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, that's okay. We can have differing opinions. Just remain respectful. That's all I ask of you. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified as soon as I upload. Also, check out my Let's Play channel. It's called Coyote Plays. Link will be in the description down below. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice